Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 5, Episode 11, Heir Apparent to the Past. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the God Carver Rizzolo.
Always great to be here with a new background to boot.
Gotta move around. Shane as Zavid, weird boy of the twin gods of brutality and cunning.
I'm feeling very weird right now.
Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf, the secret scourge.
I have another new background as well, but you've seen this on occasion.
I have a lovely bunch of coconuts. And Ash as Hierophant Danny Arion.
Couple of weeks I have been here and stuck in space already. This is wild.
So much has happened since you missed. And speaking of, as always, I am Lumbia Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra had delved into the drift rock. Having been mined out by the crew of the Acreon, the winding tunnels led deeper within. Behind a large, suspiciously placed rubble pile was a round chamber. Before he could breathe, Zavid felt the barrel of a rifle place itself on his brain stem. A blue-skinned creature threatened to paint the room with his brain if he did not start talking. Calm as ever, the Umbramancer introduced Lux Et Umbra. The stranger was paranoid, but once it was clear neither was aligned with the cult of the Devourer, she lowered her gun and introduced herself as Clara 247. Using the power of her phylactotech, Khan was able to transfer knowledge to Clara, and understanding along with an easy alliance was found. Clara 247, it turned out, was a techno-daughter of Saint BX9, Bix, who provided the substrate for her processor core. Bix had sent Clara to the Drift Rock as a secret splinter mission. She left the Horizon's Pursuit, the ship in which Cassandalee's AI attained apotheosis shortly thereafter, and piloted the Drift Rock until it became derelict in the diaspora. Walking and talking further down the tunnels, a dead elven astronaut was found floating aimlessly. It was quickly determined they had died of vacuum exposure and not the parasitic mutant flowers which killed the goblins aboard the Acreon. Taking the still functional vac suit with them, Clara 247 warned the group of wandering undead in the chambers ahead. After a short scoff, the aspect of flesh stepped forward with a swagger to her hips. The jawless gastronaut stood staring for but a moment until fear overtook it. Conrad Solo offered a velvet hand, a drastic change to Ergothoa's iron fist. Using the jawbone of the dead elf along with some spare parts in her pack, Khan designed a working techno-jaw for the Ghast, who introduced himself as Fafir. Fafir and his compatriots Belas and Voron bowed to their lord and pointed where the captain was. Wandering about an empty chamber was the ghost of an elven woman in a broken vac suit. Zavid calmed the spirit by promising to aid her in completing her mission. Captain Moriko Nash, finally seeing rest on the horizon for her, quickly agreed to help. The mined-out rock tunnels had given way to ceramic metallic alloyed walls and a technologically locked door. Reese managed to shimmy it open using the old heave-ho, entered an artificially lit hallway, and discovered a limping, sparking droid. Putting their heads together, Khan and Reese managed to quickly repair the little guy, who proceeded to go about his pre-programmed patrol once more. The hallway turned to reveal a control room with several large displays on the walls. Reese, using his mythic language-learning abilities, managed to decode the computer systems and learned more. The Drift Rock is only a small part of a much larger complex. Terms such as backup power transmission and auxiliary fire control hinted to Reese that it may be some sort of space-based superweapon. Needing to learn more, Lux Et Umbra moved on. Behind a double door was a massive chamber in which sat a shiny spaceship. The Sunrise Maiden, still in perfect working condition due to its thorium-powered core and being stored inside the Drift Rock, was quickly powered up. Commander Hibiza input the coordinates to Eox the Dead. Fafir took hold of the controls, and Captain Nash gave the order to leave this god's forsaken rock. Hauling the Drift Rock behind them, Lux Et Umbra made their way to the orbit of Eox. Little was known of what they might find. All they had were two names, Trazin the Archaeavist and King Jarek Osirian. Arriving above the scoured, gray, desolate planet, the mountain range known as the Fringe came into view. Setting the ship down outside the only visible building, Zavid knocked on the front door. Commander Hibiza gained entrance and was greeted by Trazin, a man made of metal and sparking electricity. Trazin, as curator of the Solemnance Gallery, showed Lux Et Umbra around the massive museum. After having their fill of viewing unimaginably rare artifacts from Galarian, Zavid asked some questions of their host. Trzyn revealed that he, along with the rest of his kind, fled Galarian in ages past. However, due to the already harsh environment of Eox, coupled with a nearly planet-destroying cataclysm collapsing the thin atmosphere, a desperate deal was made. The elves of Eox made a deal with Bry, the goddess of invention, to give them eternal life. In the process of biotransference, however, they lost their lives. Flesh made necrodermis metal. Knowing the conjunction would come again, King Jarek and all Necron-Tiers, save Trzyn, went into energy-saving stasis. Trzyn realized it was time and took Lux Et Umbra to the chamber of the All-Pharaoh. Rising from his sarcophagus was the once handsome elf, now cold metal, King Jarek Assyrian. After some pleasantries were exchanged, and an old friend, Amanda, who was also raised from her stasis sleep, it was down to business. Zavid explained what they all knew of Rovagug the Rough Beast, but Jarek explained they were missing a key piece to the puzzle. Using the language of mathematics, Jarek explained to Khan that Rovagug was sealed away specifically because it cannot be killed. Because Rovagug is not a god. It is not divine. Rovagug, the all-consuming devourer, is physics. The rough beast, imprisoned within a megastructure at the center of Galarian, is a black hole. Galarian is not a planet. It is a prison built by an ancient race known as the Sivrak, a truth that only Lux Et Umbra knows. Yet the cult of the Devourer, hot on their heels, cannot be far behind this revelation.
Okay, but to be fair, at the end of the day, aren't we all physics? mean-
We are all physics. This is true. We are connected to each other biologically, to the Earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically.
Calm down, Sagan. All right.
Careful, I'm not cultist
That was
like
Tyson,
you.
actually. But this is where we come in today. Does everyone have the map there?
I got booted, and so I'm loading it back up.
I got you. Okay.
Galarian system.
Galarian system. Oh, okay. You should have this. Trzyn's Gallery of Solemnance.
Oh, I think I do. Hold on. I have an infinite book.
Oh, you have a lot open. Jeez.
Am
You
I
could close a ton of stuff. So, we come back in Trzyn's Gallery of Solemnance within King Jarek's sarcophagus room. He's speaking to all of you after this massive revelation and says to you, now that you know the truth, I think you are far better prepared for what is to come. You know now that you do not need to prepare in battle to fight Rovagug. It is impossible to do. I do believe, though, that there is more to be done. If you are here with the Drift Rock, it means that the Cult of the Devourer is likely after the Stellar Degenerator. And Clara247, who I forgot to put on the map, walks up and says, yes, this is why we are here. I tried to break control from the machine, but I did not realize there would be so many redundant control rooms. I see, yes. Well, I suppose an important question I need to know is, who amongst you is the pilot? Who has the skills to leave the surface of Galarian and ride the stars as you have done?
I might know a little bit about piloting. Maybe.
The two of you make an incredible crew. Ibiza. Yes, my king. Tell me, is this man here, this mortal, well, you see more than mortal. Does this man here have the skills to take command? Yes, I have seen him in action. I've seen the logs from what he commanded through the diaspora. I do believe he could. Zavid, I'd like to show you something, if you have a moment.
Lead is not in the position to turn down the invitation of a king, especially one of their allies, so he agrees.
Before we do, I need to raise my, what did I call him? The High Inventor? I need to bring back from stasis the Inventor Prime. And King Jarek walks over to this third sarcophagus in the room, presses a series of buttons on a computer screen, and steam comes out of it, and the sarcophagus lid falls off, and another large robotic man with a headdress similar to a pharaoh but with a long staff sits up, and the king says, "Ah, yes, Inventor Prime Imhotep. Welcome back. It has been too long." I thought you guys were going to be mad about
No,
Imhotep.
that's actually clever. That's a good one.
God, I just want to quote Mummy now, but I'm
I
gonna
know.
try not to quote shit so much because I do that too much.
Oh, I guess I should. I want to also show this. It's not important, but I love it. This other art of King Jarek with his cat Imhotep.
I
Or
love that.
Imhotep.
Where is
Imhotep.
this art? What franchise this is from?
Warhammer 40K.
That
It's
sounds
Warhammer.
about right.
Got it.
Yep. There is a whole lot of Warhammer that's happening right now, which may or may not be a good thing, depending on how you look at it. But Imhotep rises from his sarcophagus and says, "Greetings, my king. It is pleasant to be back amongst the Solemnance galleries. I see we have guests. I shall prepare their rooms." Imhotep rises from his sarcophagus, gives each of you a deep bow, and he walks off for the moment. The king says, "Good, now that we have that out of the way. I know you know Commander Hibiza here. What has she told you of her post?" Do you remember out of character?
It's been like
It's
2
been like
weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, she
Yeah.
is the commander of the corpse fleet, which was a term you heard and you were like,
correct.
"What?" But you didn't really
I
ask about it.
remember. Okay, you've jogged my memory.
Mhm.
So she's the commander of something called the Corpse Fleet, which is from what we understand, an ancient fleet that you commanded here from Eox, but we weren't sure if it was still in existence. It has been several millennia, and by several I mean in the tens of millennia. Things don't normally last so long, so I was under the impression that probably the planet was either owned by new regents or a wasteland. The fact that you still exist gives me hope that the corpse fleet is either still a thing, or if not, that her rank is still respected.
Commander Hibiza, her rank is absolutely respected, and I, as Commander-in-Chief, rank higher. However, the surface of Eox is fully unlivable, as I'm sure you have seen, with the cataclysm and the large scoop taken out of it. There is poison in the air. However, its interior is quite secure. As he's taking you down into a set of stairs into a new area, I'm going to move you onto this now. Here, like this. I guess I need him as well. Oh, Jarek. Pop him on the map. Whoa, he's not that big. Holy crap. There we go. Okay, so he takes you down a winding set of corridors, through some doors, and I want you each to give me perception checks publicly as you're walking and talking with King Jarek.
Okay, oh, that's the wrong button.
Perception?
Perception check.
Perception, yes.
What do I perceive with my little eyes?
Well, Fantasy Grounds is chugging a little hard, so give it a second.
I don't know if I hit it or not.
I rolled my die, I promise.
It's trying.
Yeah,
Is yours
that's
a- Is
strange.
yours a
Whoa.
giant black dice or no?
Yeah, the dice got huge. I don't know what happened.
It
with the
really
recent update.
is.
Yeah, that's an update thing. Oh, they're all coming in. There we go. There they go.
Okay, interesting. So I drop it on the thing, the table, but it goes all over. It doesn't seem like I need to drop it on the table anymore to just roll it.
Oh,
I think
all right.
You can just roll it, and it'll roll
Oh,
anywhere,
that's
and
cool.
it'll work.
Good to know. Okay.
Good.
Nice.
They
You know-
needed that.
This actually makes quite a bit of sense. Hang on. So let me open up this. And then open up. Crap. Makes sense that Danny got that high, actually. So as you're walking down these hallways, you see that as in pretty much any castle, any palace for a royal, there are statuaries and paintings of King Jarek. Not only as a Necrontyr, the metal that you see him as now, but as the way he was as a young man. And Danny critically succeeds, so she's the only one who really notices this. As you're looking, you see these paintings. They're going to show what Jarek looked like in life.
Right.
You met him one other time when you were shunted into the past, fighting the Shadow of Ergothoa, to the time where Danny, when your mother, when you had that one moment with your mother, he was here. He was one of her adventuring companions. He was one of the four.
It was me, Barry.
It was me, Barry. But your mother's adventuring group, the Weave Watchers, were your mother, your grandmother, King Jarek here, and then Amanda, the other one who was in that room. Now you're looking at King Jarek, and you see these. And the last time you saw him, you were so focused on your mother that you did not notice this at all. But now that things are calm, you don't have the distraction of your mom. You see these paintings, and I'm going to open these one more time. You see these paintings. Leave this open for a second, especially Elliot. These paintings of King Jarek as a young man. He's beautiful, with long, flowing white hair, pointy elven ears. And you can't help but notice the similarities to Reese. Only Danny notices.
I'm just like,
I was catching that as you were putting that down, and I'm like, oh boy, is this what okay?
Maybe it's because I haven't played in a while, but my brain is not IRL. My brain is not like ticking. So it has the same hair as Reese. Looks very, very similar.
So,
But
Like,
this
it
guy's
could
from
be-
28,000 years in the past. Like, what?
Can I go before I say anything? Can I just
Mhm.
like to con real quick? Like let
You have
everyone
all
go
kinds
ahead
of telepathy spells. You can just.
Oh yeah. No. I'm gonna message Con real quick. Con, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's the gossip?
Uh,
What's the sitch?
I'm looking at these pictures. If you like turn your head to the left and you see that really interesting photo that kind of looks like a young Reese, but it's not.
I can kind of see it. Like,
Yeah, it's like Reese, but less built. Like, do you have anything that I can just like maybe grab a couple pieces of hair from both of them? We can just maybe do like some sort of genetic testing and see if like maybe there's some sort of relation.
well, I don't know if I can steal hair from a painting,
Not
but
from
I
the
might be
painting.
able to steal some of this guy's skin.
If you need me to do so, I can.
I mean, his skin is made of metal now, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fully metal.
Can we do genetic testing for metal?
I forgot. Did you take Mythic in crafting? I know you have at least like 2, right? I think you did. You got that bonus 2. I'm gonna say you could do it with it because you're a
I
Mythic.
think I have crafting, like that extra +2 from crafting from an item. I
Is
don't
that
think
from an
I'm
item?
mythic in crafting.
What are
I don't think I've
Mythic
decided
in?
what my level 19 like skill up was.
Oh, well, you could do that right now.
I could do that right now. I mean, Khan does love crafting.
It's
So
probably
why
the skill
not?
she uses the most next to murder.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not? I'll take. I've already got like all the things I want, so I'll take mythic and crafting.
Okay, there you go. I bumped up an extra 2, so you have now a 36 in crafting. So
Wow.
I'm gonna say I'll let you roll for it at the very least, if you
Okay.
can get a sample of his necrodermis, because dermis means skin,
Yeah.
and I've been
Can
calling
I
that's the canon. It's called necrodermis.
Mhm.
can I actually try?
Mhm.
Because I would think like
Wait, Con,
if
can't
it's
you steal anything?
oh my
Yeah.
god.
You literally have a feat called steal anything,
I
don't you?
literally have a feat that's like steal anything.
Oh,
I can like it's meant for like clothes. I don't think I can steal people's skin.
But
I'll
it's
try.
like a material.
Disconnect a part, like take a bolt out or something.
Yeah. Con is gonna like are we walking and talking with this guy?
Yeah,
Are
walking
we
and
hanging
talking
out?
with him.
Okay. I think she's just gonna sidle up and she's gonna pretend to trip. And
Mhm.
as she's falling, her hand is gonna like land on his like leg or something. And I think she's gonna like accidentally try to scrape some of his necrodermis off with her claws.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a 40 DC for thievery, so that's not terrible. You only need a natural 8. So if
Yeah.
you're scheming with Danny, she could even give you guidance.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So +1, so you need a 7, I think.
All right. And thievery. Big money, no whammies.
Yep, 42. There you go. That's enough. So you're able to either scrape off a little bit of the skin or like take off a small chunk of a bolt, a little piece of metal. You get a little chunky.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go up to Reese and just like look at him, grab a piece of his hair.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about
Want
it.
me
It
to
grows
do the
back
same
in
to
place.
you? I can pull your hair out too. And he like yanks at one of her little like bang strands. He doesn't know shit from shit right now.
And she's not saying anything. She's purposely not going to say anything until she has some information.
Nope, that
And then
makes
she's
sense.
And then she's gonna go back to Khan. It took a bastard took a piece of my hair, but here's some of Reese's.
Um, do we? I mean, we don't have like genetic testers. Khan could make a
You're
machine.
literally a mythic
Meth-
crafter,
yeah.
and we've established that you're essentially Bugs Bunny
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I'm like in my brain, I'm thinking like she gets these like little vials and she like mixes something in there and kind of like a little bit of goes out.
Mhm.
yeah. Because in my mind, she makes like a meat grinder and then just like puts the little like bit of metal and the hair in and like cranks the handle and then like a little thing of text comes out that is like
From the
how
anagram
similar
machine.
these things are.
Amazing. So let's have you roll. It's gonna be high. Danny can give
Okay.
you guidance. Let's say a 45 crafting. That's particularly high, but you have a very
Alright.
high bonus.
This is true. With guidance.
Yep. And everyone has an extra hero point today, by the way, if I didn't mention it. As per usual.
Fantastic.
Oh, look at that. Natural
Oh,
19 for a
no
56.
problem.
That's a critical,
No
actually.
problem.
Critical success. So, what does it look like before I describe what it says?
What does the machine look like?
Yeah, what
Or
does it do?
does-
Like, what happens? What do you do? You succeed critically.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, then it's exactly like I described. It's like a
The
hand
meat
crank
grinder?
meat grinder.
Got it. Okay.
Um,
So it spits out a piece of paper like one of those old Wall Street ticker tapes.
exactly.
Yeah. And it prints out 100% direct match, direct descendant.
Khan's eyes go like wide, and she like holds the paper up to Danny.
Direct descendant.
like a dad or something, or like a
No, that's not my dad.
Great, to
Grandfather.
the thousand times father, grandfather.
okay. She kind of like grabs like the scruff of like Han's like face and just goes like, "You're a fucking genius."
I know.
I'm just like, I can just imagine Danny grabbing her face and giving a little like, "You're so smart."
We are was so cool. And then just kind of goes up to Reese and like, Reese, come here.
What else are you gonna steal from me? Do you want like a chunk of skin? I could just give you that.
At this point, she just like shoves the paper in his face. Like, shut up, look at this.
This is a match. Who's matching?
You're matching him.
How do you know that?
Why would I that's why I took the like piece of hair from you, and then me and Khan schemed the whole thing. It was the whole thing that we did.
Okay,
like,
this
the
makes
last-
sense because Khan never trips. Oh,
It's like your great 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 grandfather.
okay, I get it. No, just kidding. I forgot what movie that was from.
The Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove, yeah.
That is what I was going for. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad. But yeah. Holy.
Are you saying this in front of King Jarek, or like did you?
We're like
take
whispered
this-
off to the side, like she
Okay,
yanks me
got
into
it.
the corridor.
Cool. I was just checking. So go ahead.
I mean, I've always
Are
kind
you
of
related to these people?
I don't know, but I always kind of thought you kind of looked like me, but I thought maybe I was just being too, like, self-loving that I'm just like, of course I look like this handsome king. Like, goddamn.
Oh, don't worry, Elise. You could never be too egocentric.
True. I mean, you're
That-
even more buff than he was, to be fair.
Okay, fair, but, like, also, I've always wondered about my freaking hair. Where did that come from? You've seen my sister, you've seen my mother.
For the longest time, I thought you were a goblin.
I thought so too! Okay.
Do we tell him?
Uh,
Does he know?
Of course he wouldn't know. Something like that, I feel like you'd be like, oh, my great grandson. I feel like something you would probably know. I think we should tell him, but not like right now. I
Like,
think as
something
we
like-
arrive to whatever destination, so we don't get too far behind.
Speaking of, we kind of just like look down the road, and they're like way ahead of us.
He's talking with Zavid. Speaking of Shane, are you there, or is he AFK at the moment? I think he's AFK. That's fine. I can go to a different area. Not a problem. Let's go to this place instead. This will be combat tracker. Put you on here. There we go. Share this instead. Might be kind of big, but King Jarek is walking you through his palace, and brings you to kind of a long hallway. Jarek.
It's okay because all I see is a screen of black. Oh my god, his face is huge!
Oh god, I didn't mean for him to be that big. Jesus.
Holy fuck!
There we go. I love the Fantasy Ground make things full size when it does that.
I can't see the map, but all I saw was his face. Jesus.
It should be like a long, icy looking hallway once it loads.
Okay, I'll believe you.
But he's walking and talking with you and saying, we have quite a bit of lodging for you, so you should not have to sleep in your ship if you do not wish. We have entertainment, we have a hospital, there is a place for reading, a cafeteria, anything you could need, any comforts of home. You are welcome in my palace. In fact, I'm just going to open that
You have a
up.
hospital
so
in your palace?
Absolutely, in case anyone with their flesh or necrodermis requires aid.
I was also very confused. I thought you said sheep and... But I misheard you. But we don't have any sheep, so...
You have 3 ships now, though, one of which doesn't really work, but you've got the Sunrise Maiden, the one you found in the Drift Rock. You've got the Windseeker, which is up in orbit still, and then the Acreon, which is changed to the Drift Rock, but that one's broken.
Christ. Never need to play Starfinder. I got it right here. Can we play
I'm adapting a lot of
Starfinder,
Starfinder.
Eli? You have Starfinder
I've adapted a lot
at
of Starfinder
home.
for this. This is the Starfinder we have at home.
Perfect.
Has that loaded yet, or is it still trying?
It's there. I got it.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Then yeah, he shows you around that this is basically a place for you all to stay at this point. And he says, behind one of my big doors there is Imhotep's lab. If you require any type of computing, or if you need if you require more information about really anything, you are able to access it for free, with my blessings.
Reese
Can I
just
just-
kind of nudges over Khan and goes. He basically does like a. You should go to the lab, see if you can find anything more before we tell him.
But
Like, a knowing jab.
all right. You gotta twist my arm, why don't you?
On. Reese just suddenly gets more autistic.
And I just want to show this because I have the art and it's great. But after you're walking around, a few minutes later, Imhotep comes back with a tray full of drinks.
Oh my god.
I don't have another way to shoehorn that in, so he comes with a plate of drinks.
Is that official,
When
like,
you are thirst.
art?
Yeah, well, I think it's fan art, but it's official. It's fan art of an official.
So it's
40K.
official. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect.
Then he's gonna kind of go over him like, is it okay if I can freely look around your castle? I have so much used knowledge on castles, like a ridiculous bunch. And I
Of
would love
course.
to like use some of it.
You are more than
Just
welcome
like
to
myself.
walk around my palace freely, Queen Daniela. And actually, roll me castles, lore castles. You never
Can we Can we say something? Can we say like
sure.
he actually went to go say Danny, but he actually said Danica?
Yeah, actually,
like
he
that
probably would have
character.
made that mistake because you look just like your mother. So yeah, I'm gonna retcon. He did call you Danica, but he didn't catch that he did that. Of course, you may walk around my palace, Danica. Do not be silly.
No.
Um,
Oh my god! Above table. We've been besties even in older generations.
For 28,000 years.
Oh my god, I'm just realizing that now. Okay, continue. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a lore castles.
Oh god, I
publicly.
haven't used this in
You
years.
haven't used it in forever. Let's do it.
Come on, quick.
Ooh, real high, 45. That is a... Yeah, what are you trying to find out?
I don't know. She's like, I haven't rolled that button in forever, and I really just wanted to roll it. Like she's just like looking around the castle. Is there any like hidden doors? Does she find anything interesting? Is there anything that's of use to us? Or is there anything that he may have had from her mom's past? Just really anything that might be useful or interesting.
Yeah. In a far off room, you find a small tome. It's written in Castrovelli, but Reese and Khan have both kind of given you, and your grandmother have given you translatables, so you're able to kind of suss out a few words here and there. But you realize you found a diary in one of Jarek's bedrooms. And you see that it is dated to around the previous conjunction.
Ooh.
It tells of... Let's see, how much do I want to reveal here? It tells of a great temptation on your aunt Ergothoa. Because at this point she was not a goddess. She was still an elf, a mortal elf. It tells of that she's been acting strange, that she has seemed dark and distant, that it was really bothering Danica and Talandia, your mother and grandmother, that Urgathaw was seeming so distant, when normally she's, they're an inseparable trio, the three of them, mother and two daughters, a power trio. But she seemed strange as of late, and King Jarek suspects that it had to do with the planets, but he wasn't sure why. And he notes down that, oh, I don't want to get it wrong. Let me double check my notes. Which is that one. He notes down that the most recent planet to have come into alignment is Triaxis the Wanderer, which you would know is the religion one, the one that screws with Zavid most often. But without sitting down and like translating, that's all you get.
Yeah, she'll take that. She'll
Sure.
probably ask for, like, would it be okay if she can keep it?
He would give you permission. He has no use for it. I
Um,
I have all of these entries in my memory banks.
is there anything else as of interest? Anything that might be able to be any of use of the party?
You know about Rovakog, you know about Reese. I think before answering that, we might need to go to an intermission before to let Shane get back. Is that cool? Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump to intermission. We'll be back in a few minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're back from our intermission, where last we left off. Lux Et Umbra had discovered something quite interesting. Within the Solemnance Gallery on the planet of Eox the Dead, Danny had noticed that these old paintings of the king, Jarek, looked a lot like her friend Reese, to which Khan was only too happy to try and see if she could do a little bit of science. And she snuck some of King Jarek's metal. Danny popped off a piece of Reese's hair, and lo and behold, Reese is the direct descendant of King Jarek, a Syrian. But we're going to cut away from them for the moment, over to Zavid and King Jarek, because the three of them, they had kind of wandered off to do their own thing, and the king has been walking and talking with you for quite a while, Zavid. Is there anything specific you want to ask him, tell him, before he gets to where he's taking you?
A little advice. I would tell him, like, hey, I don't know much about what life, or I guess unlife, in your case, is like on the other worlds of this system. Galarian is such a big, lively world with so many peoples and such a rich history. It's hard to imagine that there are other planets that have just as long a history, if not as lively. If I had the ability to speak to everybody and tell them something in preparation for, the rough beast and whatnot, what do you think would be most convincing to say, in your experience, the people of Eox, coming from someone from Galaria? How would I be able to convince them to take this threat seriously if they didn't have you?
Well, first, you must have a commanding presence. This is either you have it or you do not. Sort of a mojo, I believe, is a word you use on your planet. But I have discovered in my long existence that cold, rational fact do not sway a majority of the people. I was able to convince all of you of the truth of Rovagog, because Khan is an unnatural intelligence. The average person upon Galarian will not be able to understand or accept this, which is why we hid the truth within myth and legend. Do not rely on fact. Do not rely on logic. You must rely on emotion and faith. These are what the masses know.
I might have to change my speech. I've got like a bunch of notes in a little scrappy notebook.
I'm so excited to
that
hear that
out, cross
eventually.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I have not much to say. This is a lot to take in. You've got such advanced facilities. You seem more equipped to handle the, problem with Rovagog than anybody else. I feel like I have nothing really to contribute.
On that, you are quite wrong. As the Umbromancer, I have heard of your powers. I have seen you in combat. I have seen the way you control the undead. You puppet them as though you control their strings. The ghasts that entered my throne room so long ago, I could barely contain them with my khopesh. But you were able to. It was something different with you. And having the confirmation from Commander Ibiza of your skill at piloting, I do believe you can help me further, Zavid. And as he's walking, he takes you to a room that has a huge, massive double door in front of it. And he says to you, the Corpse Fleet needs an admiral. And as the doors open, you see a vast hangar that goes seemingly miles straight forward, with ships of differing kinds, all made of metal with symbols upon them, some silver, some bronze, some bright green, some have pyramids built upon the top made of pure metal, but each has guns, cannons, weapons, and wings. King Jarek looks to you, and he says, "What say you, Fleet Admiral Zavid? Will you take control of my navy?"
This feels like, not to reference another thing, has anyone ever read or seen Ender's Game?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's really
Okay,
good.
Elliot knows. So, it's a famous young adult novel by Orson Scott Card, who's not necessarily a great guy, but his books were pretty good.
Mwah.
Ender's Game is about a dystopian future where the Formics, these bug alien things from way far away, light years away. We sent fleets a long time ago to deal with them, but we don't know if they're successful or not. And they're training young bright minds in a battle school that's in orbit around the Earth. Battle school has like weightless, like all this stuff, and Ender is like this genius that they've been grooming to become the new commander. By the end, the big twist, I don't know if you guys want to actually read or see it. I recommend it, but if you want,
Yeah, go
I can
for
tell
it.
you the twist. Big twist. They put him and his team through all these battle exercises, the final exam, which is all these really more and more intense battle exercises where his fleet gets less and less advanced, and the enemy gets more and more smart. So his stuff gets the model ships that they get to use are older, and they're in this battle exercise, and the enemy is adapting to their tactics in real time, so they're learning everything that he's doing, and he still is able to defeat the entire Formic army in this battle exercise. And then they tell him after the fact, by the way, that was all real. Those were real men. You were using the Ansible, which is faster than light communication. You were basically commanding them, and you just won the war. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
It was
and he has to
such a
live with that.
It was such a fucking mindfuck. Like,
Jeez.
the kid was like, what? Like, he was not
Yeah.
happy.
I can imagine. Yeah, God.
So this feels a little weird because I'm like, did I just win battle school? And you're just like, you must fight the Formics. Like, whoa.
Kind of.
Yeah, I gotta stop referencing stuff. I say, do we have a crew for these ships?
Each of these ships contains a pilot that has been in necrostasis for several millennia. All we need to do is awaken them, update them, and remind them for whom they serve. And he shows you, as he's walking you down this hangar bay, and as I said, this goes on for like miles. There are thousands of these things. He pulls up to a command console with a big screen, and he says, "The forces you see here are not the only forces that we command. These are only the ones that are on the planet. There are forces in orbit, and upon our moon, Elindre." And he shows you that there are two other types of ships. The two you see here on this map, the tiny ones, those are called, what did I call it? These smaller flyers. These are the fighter class ships. These are the white flyers. These green ones here, these are cruisers, the Bone Husk Necro Cruiser. But I have several carrier-class ships in orbit, the Tomb Haulers, and the Pièce de la Resistance, the flagship of our armada, the Empire of Bones, Blackwind Annihilator class battleship. We will take this force to bear against the cult of the Devourer and the forces of the Rough Beast. You
Jesus
will be the
fucking
head
Christ.
of my flagship.
All right.
Holy fuck.
All right, you've twisted my arm. I'll leave the fleet. Okay.
The
I mean,
Empire of
you already
Bones,
built it all. It's
God.
kind of hard to say no at this point.
This is perfect for both Sabine and Reese. Reese eventually catches up with you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah.
put you in here if you'd like. Let me drop you
Yeah.
on the map. And you can move around, Zavid, if you want, but boop, there you go, Reese.
Reese just looks and goes, Sabine, is that... Sorry, we got distracted. That big bone one, I want it. You didn't hear anything that just went through.
Yeah, you walk up as they're looking at the Empire of Bones.
Yeah, like, I want that thing. Holy hell.
The possibilities of what we could do with these. My mind is sort of awash with them, but I think what I'm going to need in order to be a competent commander is a full spec readout that we can give to Khan to dissect and analyze, so that we have a good sense of the capabilities of each of these. And I mean everything: how quick they turn, how fast, the top speed, acceleration, everything you can think of on how they perform, any weaknesses that they might have, either things that they're not so good at doing, or things that could actually endanger the pilot or the safety of the ship. I need it all.
Indeed. Of course, I can pull this up for you right now. And as you can see, I am right now, what is it called? Carrier? No. What did I call it? The Tomb Hauler. That's it. Tomb Hauler. I am putting up the stats of these right now for all of these ships that each of you essentially have control of now. And then the Empire of Bones is this one. Feel free to read through any of those on your own time. They're quite long, but those are the stats for all the types of ships that you now have control of in the Corpse Fleet. They're pretty ridiculous.
This is insane.
I'm glad you agree. I think combining our forces is going to be of the utmost importance in the coming battle. Because I know for a fact that the armada of the Devourer will come to bear upon us.
Well, how do you beat up physics?
Well, that we cannot kill Rovagog himself, but it is his followers, his faithful and the mutated, the deep warped. They will be a problem.
So our
just had
mission has changed from just try to defeat Rovagug, but defeat his followers, but we don't tell anybody that Rovagug is physics. We just say we defeated Rovagug, meaning his followers.
It is one of the only advantages we have, is the
Okay.
truth about the Devourer.
Sounds good.
We could easily say the other two of you catch up at this point if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay, I'll drop you on the maps here. There's Khan, there's Danny. Cool.
I have so many questions about physics that I don't think you are capable of answering.
I would second guess that. I've thought this through a lot, my friend. I actually know a way to kill Rovagug.
All right, here's what
I
I'm
ain't telling
thinking.
you. King Sherrick doesn't know it, but I do.
Here's what I'm thinking. Based on my extensive physics knowledge, this black hole seems to be a singularity of infinite density, a point, so no volume, but it's not infinite in mass. It has a specific mass. The mass grows the more it consumes.
Hmm.
Which means we could reduce its power if we could just reduce its mass, right?
Exactly.
Well, the only thing that I know, again, I'm very schooled here. I went to physics college. I don't. So in real life, I don't think this would work. But in this world, maybe it could. What if we took and produced a massive quantity of antimatter and threw it into the black hole? The black hole itself is a black hole of regular matter. If it touches antimatter, it eliminates and turns into pure energy, which is blows up, reducing the mass of the black hole. If enough of it goes in there, the black hole will become weak enough that it will decay way faster than it can consume. But we'd have to get a lot of antimatter for it. At the very least, we could slow it down with this, if it works. However, in real life, I think antimatter still has gravity, is still matter, and the singularity literally turns matter into nothing but a point, so it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter, quote, if antimatter gets in there. The antimatter, essentially, as it falls past the event horizon, might collide with other matter and turn to energy, but energy can't escape the event horizon, just like light can't escape, because that's energy, so it wouldn't matter. I think it wouldn't do anything. In
Con,
real
roll
life.
me a crafting check. DC of 42, you can have guidance.
Yay!
And actually, that can be an aid. Zavid, throw crafting out there first. DC of 30 as an
Okay.
aid. Since it was your idea, I'll count that as an aid check. So Zavid's looking for a 30. That's an aid, so you can take 2, Con. You're looking for a 42.
You got it.
49. I want you to know, this lore is so fresh, it was sent to myself at 9:30 a.m. So, Khan, as he's talking about this singularity, this point mass thing, and like antimatter and like starving it out of mass, you're remembering back to some conference, this weird lecture that this crazy gnome gave a while back. His name was Professor Albert de Fiddlefaddle. He was a physics gnome, or physics professor. And he talked about this thing, this mathematical discovery he'd made called fiddle-faddle radiation, which is basically at the event horizon of a singularity, nothing that passes the horizon can escape. But some things, right at the edge, can. And black holes do radiate a little bit of heat. So, like, if you could somehow make it radiate more of the fiddle-faddle radiation, it could reduce its mass. You would have to starve it of matter first, which is what gave you the idea, because Zavid gave you the antimatter. You think that won't work. Stuffing antimatter down it probably won't work. You need to starve it of mass and then have it increase the fiddle-faddle radiation. And you realized, Khan, that the only way to do that is time. If you can somehow make Rovagug exist through more time than yourselves, it might radiate faster.
So you're
Aw.
saying age him out?
Mm-hmm.
Exist through more time?
Basically, King Jarek will step in at this point and say, "It sounds as though you were speaking of time dilation. Remember the equations I showed you previously? As you speed up, get close to the speed of light, time slows down. So what you're saying is, you either need to slow down Rovagug or speed up Golarion around Rovagug, making a warp bubble around a planet. Except, it is no mere planet. Remember, Golarion is a mega structure. It is essentially a magnet. Perhaps it could be repurposed. Its technology is beyond my understanding. But it is technology. It is knowable. I think perhaps fate has dictated that you learn this technology, Khan.
What if we made him its own power source?
Elaborate. What do you mean?
if Robogug is its own physics, its own energy, and everything else like that, and we need to continuously have it going, why don't we make Robogug the source that we trap?
It is already trapped.
Okay.
Somehow, if you could harness this fiddle-faddle radiation, as you call it, for something else, an external purpose, it could drain it of power.
Also, above
We're all very smart.
table headcanon that, well, me and you both said harness at the same time. I think that, like, as soon as, like, Reese says that and he says that at the same time, he kind of looks at him and just, like, with the knowledge that he has, oh, fuck, that's my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Oh, God, the family, like, bonding is already going through. So he's just, like, looking up at him, like, he just stops as soon as he says harness. He's like, exactly.
You're already finishing each other's sandwiches.
Exactly.
Wild.
As you're kind of having this discussion, Zavid, you feel in your head the familiar feeling of the sending spell, as you hear the familiar voice of Pembroke Wessel in your head saying, oh, is this thing on? And you can see, kind of in your mind's eye, a low down, he looks like this. Oh, I can never figure out these constant sending stones. Zavid, do you hear me? Are you there?
I can hear you. And you can you can speak a little further from the sending stone. It's picking you up clear.
Oh, okay. Thank you. There we go. Yes. How are things? Is the mission going good? Are you all right?
Just as a precaution, I would like you to, I need to make sure that it is you.
Oh, yes, quite smart, quite wise. Yes, of course.
So if you could please tell me, something only I would know. I'll let you determine what that would be.
You are always a little more comfortable in the lab during the new moon because you grew up in the dark and it comforts you.
Did I tell him that?
I just made that up.
Out
of character, I just made that up.
I also think that that's probably true, but I'm wondering if I had said that to him, or if he's guessing that.
Could have been something that he or Penny picked up on.
Ooh. He is the chosen of Desna.
He's the chosen of Desna.
So he could pick up stuff from... So I would say it's within... I probably would not have shared that with people, but if he picked it up from my dreams or something, that's in character. So I'd be like, all right, I'll trust this source, but let's not say anything too sensitive in case there are ways to hijack a sending spell and listen in. I will tell you this, things are going well. Are there any issues on your end?
Well, yes, a bit, but it's hard to say exactly. We have been watching you through the telescope. We saw where you were, where you went. We know where you are now, but we wanted you to know that there are things inbound to where you were. The rock, several things on the way there. I know that you aren't there, but whatever's chasing you is not far behind.
All right. That is very helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
I will let the rest of us know, and we will respond accordingly. Is there anything else that we need to know about?
I believe that is the only thing we have noticed. As I said, we do know where you are, but we lost track of you when you left the orbit.
Okay. Yes, we're safe. We will figure out something. Did you get any information on what was following us? Did it look like a ship, a fleet, a thing, a creature?
Many creatures. They appear to be some kind of living ship.
All right. We thank you. We'll get on
that. Of course. Be safe. Be swift. Goodbye.
I relay, download to King Jarek and everybody. I say that was Pembroke Wessel, chosen of Desna. I just checked to see if it was him. I think it is. He's saying that we're being pursued by a bunch of living ship type creatures. Does that sound at all familiar to Jarek? Does he know what that is?
That sounds to me like the armada of the Devourer is being summoned to try and find whatever it is you are seeking. It sounds to me that they seek the Stellar Degenerator. It is a weapon that erases stars. Built by the same race of people who built Golarion.
How does it work?
And that's
To
just
erase
lying
stars.
around?
It is in its own pocket dimension, hidden behind what is called the Gate of the 12. The Gate of the 12 is 12 orbiting suns that hide this pocket dimension. It is very difficult to see. You can only see the location of the Gate of the 12 from the Temple of the 12 upon the planet of Castrovel. I believe this is where you must go next. You must get there before the Cult of the Devourer discovers the location of the gate.
To be clear about one thing, we know that the oh god, my brain just decided to have a big old fart right now. We know that the thing in the rock, that the drift thing, the drift rock, that is basically the command console for this weapon.
Yes.
It does deactivate the weapon because you can't do anything if you don't have the command console, but we also know that if you are smart enough, you can reverse engineer a new command console if you can just find the original weapon. So something else can be built to substitute it.
That's right.
Sort of like hot wiring a car. Like, the key is needed to start the car, but if you're not a hot wire, you don't need the key.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I'm going to say, obviously we want to protect the drift rock. And we don't want to destroy it because we want them to think there's hope that they can reacquire it and not have to hardwire the weapon. But we need to make sure that they can't get it. In the meantime, we need to have a kill switch to destroy it if they do get their hands on it. And we need a way to stop them from getting to the weapon, or move the weapon, or disassemble the weapon entirely. If we can figure out how it works, we can either sabotage it so when they try to use it, it blows up, or we can take enough of the rarest and hardest to recreate parts away that it would be it would take way too long to replace them. The conjunction would be over by the time that they could, right? So like, there are several options here, but we need access and we need to stop them. Let's wake up the fleet because we gotta fight these guys that are on our ass.
This will take several days to bring them to full operation.
Sounds
I
great.
think in the meantime, we need a stealthy surgical mission to Castrovel to find the location of the gate before the Devourer Armada can.
Is the Armada gonna be a problem for Eox? I say it. His voice, my voice.
No. Commander Hibiza can take temporary charge while you go to Castrovel. If they have the courage to try to attack our planet, they will come under full siege.
Okay. I think they are crazy enough that they just might, so be prepared for a full invasion.
Of this we will be sure. Now, if you need rest, take it, for you need to get going as quickly as possible. We have the lead, which is good, but we need to maintain it.
Alright, don't we have a spell that lets us rest really fast? Or am I just thinking of the
I think that's
Magnificent
Catnap.
Mansion?
Or,
Yeah,
that's
that's
just the mansion.
Yeah, we just were, okay. I think, is this place warded from divination magic? Can we hide from
Sure.
scrying eyes?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so then I feel comfortable resting here if that's the case.
All right. I will go ahead and give everyone a long rest. Is there anything anyone wants to do before taking a long rest?
I mean, not really.
Okay. Reed,
Just
no?
like Khan's just like being a tech head. She's just trying to figure out I guess she's trying to make like a preliminary plan of disrupting the radiation or disrupting the flow of time.
Okay, working on the physics, just because
Yeah.
you're learning general relativity right now, essentially. Basically,
Essentially, yeah.
Galarian is like is just figuring out algebra, and Khan is learning general relativity. Like she's figuring it out right now. That's the kind of level we're at. So yeah, you can do that. Yes.
I think after some time has passed, after like it doesn't seem as suspicious as we just did this. When Khan's noodling around in the new quarters that she could be all sciencey with, Reese is gonna wait probably about an hour or so, and before he goes to find King Jurek, and he has the little it's a match with the DNA breakdown with all the details. I think that's what just to secure it, I'm gonna headcanon Khan, while during that thing, made a little extra sheet that she was able to put the genetic breakdown of.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say there's an actual page 2, even though Reese didn't initially get page 2.
Sure. Yeah. Isn't this fascinating? What do you have there, Reese?
Well, our scientist is very good at science. And he hands over the papers.
Well, wouldn't you know? My boy,
Yep.
tell me, do you have any children?
Nope. Not right now.
That you
no.
know of.
That I know
That
of,
you know
right?
of.
That I know of, not right now, no.
Perhaps I should rephrase. Do you have any legitimate heirs?
No.
You should perhaps look into finding one. Because do you know what this makes you? This makes you the rightful ruler of the continent of Garund. All of the former Osirian Empire. You, Reese, are the All-Pharaoh of Garund.
Right. Goddamn. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a lot to take in.
That's
Um,
crazy, yo.
So, above table, he needs to find a what now?
You're trying to find a temple on a planet, but he's basically telling you that essentially you control. Well, let me show you a map. Galarian map.
Yep, give me any
Sure.
of the visuals.
Okay.
Before Reese
So-
can say anything.
Yeah, let me enter drawing mode. Okay, so here is Assyrian, where Reese grew up and where we had season 3. That all of it took place within that circle.
Yes.
However, Assyrian is part of the greater continent of Garund.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense.
So Reese, you are the legitimate ruler of that entire continent south of the continent where you live. You aren't just the ruler of the Assyrian desert. You are the rightful ruler of a continent. You have more power than Danny by a lot. By a fucking lot. Like a power of 10 or more.
I see! And I'm a god! Cool. Demigod. Right, so, when he says rightful heir or whatever, what does that mean?
It means that you, as my direct descendant, have uncontested right to rule the continent of Garund.
Well, I think the current rulers of Garund would contest it. To be fair, I don't think they're just gonna give up that rule to you just because you say you have the lineage. You're gonna need power to back it up.
I think saving the world from rogue would help.
That might help, but if Akaton, once that goes into alignment, they're not gonna want to do shit for shit. They're not gonna do anything for you. They'll fight you to the last man.
Yeah, I'd rather keep
Until
that
it's
on a
gone, and then
secret.
after they've lost a bunch of people, then maybe they might be amenable to a deal. But I looked at Jarek, I'm like, this is really cool. We gotta stay focused, because if we make this into a conquest
Indeed.
thing, literally, you putting that into Reese's brain, and then Akaton the Red comes into play, Reese might be more focused on that conquest than just saving the world. And it wouldn't even be your fault,
It's not
Reese.
even my fault.
You know, you've had to like kind of resist the like pull of these other worlds, and like I feel like the same thing would be happening. So we got to be careful about that.
Temptations are to be watched for. This is very wise, David.
But when all said and done, if we survive this, I'll help you take that continent if that's what you want. I mean, we'll be gods hopefully by that point.
I
so
think
it'll be
we'd
easy.
all be, between you and Danny, I think I'd have great console.
God King Reese.
Oh my god. God King Reese.
Oh my
All
God,
Pharaoh
King.
Reese. Yeah, God King is pretty good. Yes, Danny?
I imagine all this is happening while she's still looking around the
Sure.
castle. Did she find anything else that was of use to the party?
Of use to the party? Yes. Something I meant to stat out for you that I did not. You find an armory, a small weapons room, wherein there are several different types of guns, but they're technological guns. Let me see.
Logic.
Yeah, like here, I'll just show you an example. Last 2 sessions ago, Khan got this. It's basically a flamethrower. And Reese got this, which is an electricity rifle. They got like futuristic guns. Again, I forgot to stat it out, so I can't give you the item right this second. But you do
Didn't
find
I get a physics something?
you got a different one, and you gave it to Zavid, and
Yes.
he modified it to do void damage.
Yes, I did.
But Danny, you find a gun that is basically a freeze ray. It does freezing in a cone. Is it a cone? No, it's just you just shoot it and it hits targets. Khan's is in a cone, Reese's electricity is in a line, and Zavid's is I think like a blast. They all have different types of shots, but yours is a freeze gun.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Let me see. So gonna give you guys an overnight rest now. And before we do anything else, I need everyone to roll will saves. Zavid needs to roll 2 of them.
All right.
Do I just roll one?
Yep.
So that's wisdom, right?
Wisdom. Or your will saves, yes.
Where is- there it is.
DC of
right,
39. Ooh, Con failed.
I'm good.
Everyone else succeeds Con. Do you want to hero point it or do you want to keep it?
I want to keep it.
Alright. So get rid of your bad one from yesterday. However, I need you to roll a religion check, but give me a second. Actually, you have that thing. You can roll Arcana, I guess. So give
Yeah,
me
that's true.
an Arcana check of DC 40, Con.
You got it.
It's supposed to be religion, but you have
Not
That
anymore.
amazing feat. More than enough. So what is this? Ah, yes. Con, you wake up feeling kind of weak, kind of drained. And you rolled high enough to understand that you know how normally you have an extra spell slot of 2 below your maximum because of the planets?
Mhm.
You realize that's because Rovagug is pulling the magic from the other planets. You're currently on one of those other planets. So Khan, you no longer get your extra 6th level spell slot. And in fact, you lose a 6th level spell slot. So Khan, you now have 0 6th level slots.
Dun, dun.
And in addition, the rest of you also lose your extra spell slots. Let's see. So Danny,
Cool.
Yep.
That's great.
Love
It's
it.
not fun. It's not fun. Danny,
not
you
fun?
lose 2 8th level bard slots, and you lose. Where are your druid slots? Here they are. Druid spells casting. You lose your 4th level druid slot. Reese, I believe that means you lose your 1st level slot.
I don't have anything.
Hmm?
I don't have any magic.
Yeah, you have very little, but you have spell slots and they count.
Little. Yeah.
Yep, which spells? There you go. Reese, you lose your first level spells, and Zavid, you lose your... You had the extra 8th, so you lose 2 of them as well.
Great.
How long is this for?
As long as you're on this planet.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Wait. One question. Why didn't that kick in when we got here?
Because you had to have a long rest here first. And then Zavid loses innate occult. You also lose your 2 6th level occult spells, Zavid.
I am going to break through Zavid's door the second I feel something and be like, I feel less strong here.
All of you do feel less strong, but Khan, you feel something different because that just happens because you're here. Khan gets an extra effect because she failed that check. Arcane magic is drawn from your mind. You get Seeker's Clarity. Normally you get Seeker's Blindness, remember?
Mhm.
You get Seeker's Clarity. Arcane magic is drawn from your mind. All users of arcane magic become less powerful and also tend to lose focus on their studies. However, this also brings clarity of thought. All users of arcane magic lose 1 extra spell slot per day at 2 below their max level, but as a failure, you gain +2 to perception checks, including all initiative rolls, and a +2 to all recall knowledge checks that are not related to Arcana. However, your Arcana checks receive a penalty of -2. It's the flip of what you get on Galarian.
Mhm. That's so funny.
You're able to think. You're thinking more clearly, but on every other subject other than magic and physics. You wake up and suddenly it's not in your brain. You're thinking of like flowers and divine gods and goddesses and like weird occult eldritch beings, but really not magic. The weave isn't entering your mind so much today.
Yeah. She's just like groggy and drained, but it's like, oh, I bet this is different. It's not bad, but it's like, do I really want to do math today?
I
You're like,
suddenly
I
feel
think I have a
it.
new hyperfixation, and I don't know if I'm happy about it.
Thank God you did all the fucking science stuff before.
You timed your crit fail yesterday so well.
Fuck.
Or last session, I mean.
Just hear Danny like screaming through the castle. What is this shit?
What is this?
Yeah,
What
all of you
is
feel
this?
weak and drained. And if anyone wants to roll a DC 40 religion, arcana, nature, occultism, whatever check, you can see if you figure it out. Khan figured it out.
I'm gonna roll an occultism.
Okay, so
Yeah, you just became legendary in that.
Yells.
okay, Arcana, what and what?
Arcana, nature, occultism, religion. Danny, you fail. You just feel really unmagical. You feel drained and bad, but you're not sure why. Well, look at that, Reese. You figured it out with a nat 20. You of course you knew what's going on. It's the planet. It's because you're off of Galarian.
It's like, oh man, that's
Then
you.
Zavid, let's get a religion and see if you figure it out.
I mean, I think Zavid's gonna just assume. I don't even
That's
think he
fair, yeah.
needs to think about it, but I'll roll anyway. Like
Yeah,
he's-
critical success. You know exactly what's happening.
Even if he failed, he'd be like, probably planet alignment thing. It's not important right now. We got bigger fish to fry.
Right. You do have bigger fish to fry, but you also figure it out for sure. The planets are doing this.
Yeah.
It's a almost exactly 180-degree flip of what happens on Galarian.
Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Welcome to season 5.
Reese doesn't really care as much because, like, it's not like he uses his spell slots often, but he just kind of feels like, huh, so that's just one less spoon I have in the drawer. No, I wasn't like this for that long, so it's just like completely, but God, this. That's what he's thinking.
You might need to explain it to Danny because she critically failed the check.
So, Reese,
Castle
yeah,
is
Reese
so bad, like-
hears Danny going, what the fuck is this? I don't feel power! And he just steps out of in the door frame as she's walking by, grabs her from grabs her scruff from the back of her neck, and just goes, planet alignment bullshit. And lets her go. You like get caught mid-sentence, like, what the fuck? That's how I see it.
What the fuck?
How long are we here for, guys?
Yes.
You should probably get going as quickly as possible, because those bioships are going to catch up to you fast.
Yeah.
Yerp.
Yeah.
Can we leave now?
Is there anything here we need to do before we do that? But yes.
You can get loaded up on supplies and such with Jarek. That's no issue. Food, water, air, all the provisions you're going to need on the ship.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I think we all find each other. Reese just goes like, alright, come on, let's go get Han to see if she needs anything from her science lab here, and then we can, and I think that'll be a funny interaction to see how she is not giving a shit
Yeah.
about science.
What happens when you find Khan? This is a very unique situation. What happens here? Khan, what are you doing?
Khan is like going through like a multi-step like skincare routine.
She's so fluffy. Oh my god, she's so soft and fluffy.
Conditioner in the fur.
Like, yeah, she's put like a face mask on. She's like taking care of her nails.
She's filming a get ready with me TikTok.
I think we find you while you have the face mask on. You have like intergalactic space
Like
cucumbers
Issa.
on your eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
she... Oh, you go ahead.
so. Reese walks in with Danny and says, "Yeah, we should probably check on Colin, see how she's dealing with all of this." And Reese sees that she's like in a chair, just relaxing, cucumbers and stuff, and he just like screams, like because he's not expecting a face mask.
Oh, Con,
Huh?
you finally used that thing I got you.
I did, yes. I was sorting through a bunch of old stuff, and I found it, and I thought it would be so relaxing this morning. Hi, Elise, are you okay? I
Why
can
do you
deflate
have?
you.
Why is your face green and not covered in red?
It's a
Oh.
face mask.
That's right, it is.
Where did you get galactic cucumbers?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good question.
You could just ask.
He takes them. I swear
Don't you dare eat it.
the cosmos are in them though, Danny. Look, and he hands one cucumber to her.
There's a
Utility.
spiral galaxy type design in the center of the cucumber.
I've had enough with space.
Reese splits it.
Tastes like avocado.
Not what I was expecting. And he like downs it and grabs hers and just eats it.
That was literally on Con's eyes just now. You know what?
Yeah, what's the kind of close if you ask me? Anyway, what's the rush? I
Look,
mean,
if you've
what's-
cleaned your fur, it's fresh. I don't care. I just got the fur
Uh,
off of it.
If you get weird eye disease, don't blame me.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, what's the
Nature.
rush? Why do we need to early?
Just gonna do a nature check real. or
Which
medicine
seems
check.
odd to you that Khan is, like, relaxing and not in any kind of hurry. Ooh, that was low.
Everything feels fine to Reese.
Yeah.
Can Danny just like have like a hairbrush? She just like poofs it.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
Apparate.
yeah,
Conjure.
Hey
just-
guys,
just
this is great. We
just,
have
like starts brushing
something
like,
really
hair.
important that we need to like deal with.
Look how calm. You know what? I was really losing my shit, but look how calm Con is. When is she ever this calm?
Never.
Yeah, I felt a little under the weather, so I thought that I should take care of myself. Have a nice little slow morning. Do this, a bit of that.
It's not. No, I don't
Huh?
know because we need to go now. We cannot be delaying. I know this is really interesting, but we don't have time to get in
Oh.
the ship. Get in the ship. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll continue to brush your hair when we get off.
Oh, that's so kind. Oh, thank you.
Say goodbye to Grandpa. Does he have any wise words for me before we go?
I know that you are stealthy. Stealthier
Alright.
and sneakier ever than I.
And I can
Ooh.
become anybody. And he like does his like disguise thing and does like a little thing of like him as a human.
If you Go in shadows. Be very careful on Castrovel. The animals are wild there. There were many elves once, but the planet is essentially abandoned now. Be careful where you step. There are well-camouflaged creatures at every corner.
I'll let Savine know. He does the shadows more than I do.
Shadow Man.
Go with the blessing of Yox.
Thank you.
And
And he
did
like
I
turns
share-
out.
Good, I did. Oh yeah, I was gonna put Moriko. Doesn't really matter. But... Oh yeah, and I forgot to share last time. When you get to the command deck of the ship, the Sunrise Maiden, you see that Captain. Well, when you get to the deck, not the deck, the cabin. What's the front called?
The bow.
The bow. Thank you. When you get to the bow,
Or the helm?
helm, yes, the front of the ship, the command deck.
The
The
helm
bridge.
is just where you
Bridge.
the
Thank
bridge.
you. Good
Bridge.
God. Bridge.
It's the bridge.
Yes.
It's
For
okay,
a
we
sci-fi
got
You know
ship,
what?
it's the bridge.
Take
Yeah.
a hero point, Eldridge. Thank you.
Yay!
Bridge.
We got
So,
there.
we got there.
Good one.
When you get to the bridge, all the lights in the ship follow you, boo, 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 as you enter any room.
Whoa.
And when you enter the bridge, you see a transparent blue bust of a woman appear from a hologram deck. And she says, good morning, Zvid. Good morning, Lux Et Umbra. Good to see all of you. I've decided that I wasn't able to control the ship very well in my gaseous, ghostly form, so I've, become the ghost in the machine, so to speak. And you can tell it's Captain Moriko Nash, who was let me show you the previous image of her. She looks a little different from the one you saw her before in the Drift Rock. She had not been able to finish her business of delivering the package, the commander, to Eox, but now that you've done that, she has lost most of the craziness inside of her essence, and she was able to essentially possess your machine. So she's now within the Sunrise Maiden.
So glad to see you're no longer a ghost.
Just a ghost in the machine.
Yep.
Well, where to?
Captain Savine.
Alright. We need
Admiral
to get to
Savine.
Castrovel.
Admiral
Admiral
Savine.
Savine.
And I mean,
We need to get to Castrovel, and we need to get there fast and quiet. We are being pursued. If we can evade detection, that would be ideal.
I can do my best to avoid objects and avoid regular taken channels. Yes, and you can steer clear of any obstacles if you need manual control. But yes, let's make haste. I think I want some checks. Zavid, I want you to be doing sailing lore, but Reese, I want you to assist with stealth.
hell yeah.
You need a 30 to aid, a 40 to critically aid, and I'm sure you can nail that.
No problem.
Critically success on a stealth. So you are legendary at stealth, or did we make you mythic? I think
You're legendary. I'm mythic at
Wow, you have a +5.
something else.
I think no.
I think what actually
Society.
Society. We made it,
it was
mythic society.
It was society. So yeah, Zavid, you can take an extra 4, and Danny can give you guidance for 5.
Sweet.
I had a quick question afterwards.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 5 sailing?
Yeah, +5 to sailing lore. Let's say DC of 42 because you're trying to go quiet. All right, Danny, what's your question?
There's so many of us that we're such high casters, and then we have like Khan, who's like a master like of everything.
Did it not add the 5?
Would it be
Oh.
better if we would like to be able to cast a spell
It didn't.
on the ship for invisibility?
You can try that. You can try that. Let's see.
It's weird.
Sailing
Like-
lore.
Add
Yeah,
the
that did
5.
not add the 5, so that should have
Even
been
I
a
put it in there.
46.
So they haven't updated it to add 5 to rolls, or there's just a bug. I don't know what's going on.
There must be
with
a
that.
bug, but that was a 46, so that's
I was
enough.
about
It
to
was
say
a
that seems
42.
rather low for a 13.
Yeah, that was enough. So you succeed at being sneaky, and Danny, you said you want to cast an invisibility on the ship, you said?
Well, where all three of us have the ability to kind of just like merge all of our spells together.
Right, the once a
Yeah.
day thing, yes.
What if we was to all merge like
Sounds
invisibility
good.
together?
Sounds great. Reese doesn't know shit. He's a baby, but he will help.
Sure, invisibility is a second level spell. Since Reese can't cast fourth level spells, you can only do second level invisibility on the ship. So if you attack anything with like the cannons, you will pop out of invisibility. Or if you do
Yeah.
anything offensive, we'll say that. So, you're able to do that. But I want you to roll me a check. Anyone can roll me the your whatever your highest knowledge is. Arcana, nature, religion, occult. No society, Reese.
Nature is my highest.
Stealth is my highest anyway.
I want to hero point that.
Go for it.
Let's see. Where are you? Where'd you go? Where did you go? There you go. There we go. Much better.
Much better. So, Danny, as you're kind of working with everyone in the group to make this happen, you manage to do it. You're able to work together, kind of hold hands for just a moment to gain that divine power you've done a few times, and it casts an invisible bubble around the ship. It's like a magical cloaking device. But you realize it drained all of you more than you thought it would. Mechanically, it required you to burn 2 spell slots each. With the draining effects of the Rovagug pulling on all of you, not only have you lost that extra spell slots per day, it requires more spell slots to cast magic.
Whoa.
I see.
And only Danny figured that out. The rest of you still feel, oh, that was hard, but you didn't really think about it.
So let me ask. This is a Vancian system where you have to, if you're prepared caster, you prepare to slots. Do I still prepare
You
to
can
the
just
same
burn the
slots?
No,
And then when I cast a spell and I need to sacrifice another prepared
Yep.
slot from a different thing. Okay, so I can still have the number of like stuff
Yes.
prepared.
yes.
Okay, got it.
You can
got it.
also, and I will tell you mechanically, you can also sacrifice anything higher. That's totally fine. Like if you're casting a 4th level spell and you only have 1 4th level slot, you can burn a 5th and the 4th, no problem.
I could
Or
also
you can burn
like
2
a harm, right?
or a
Like,
harm. That's fine.
Or
Yeah,
my,
I'd be
okay,
fine
yeah.
with harms. Or you can burn 2 slots. That's 1 below what you're trying to cast. Like let's say you're trying to cast a 4th level spell, you could burn 4th level slot and 2/3. It's gonna suck, but you could do it. Magic is getting more expensive. This adventure is what it comes down to.
Okay.
Going to relay this information.
Yeah, only Danny figured it out.
Guys, we have a problem. Our spells are going to be getting expensive.
Good thing I have magic arrows.
That's a good thing. We have a lot of ways to curtail that, but we better be conservative with our spell casting. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
Just,
No.
pretend like we're how we were when we first all got together and we weren't nearly as strong. That's it. Easy.
That's right. Yeah, it's like a trip down memory lane. Oh.
It wasn't even that long ago, honestly. I still feel
know.
weak all the time. We're like demigods, and I still feel like I'm a bug that can be squashed.
I'll just, use my mind theft carefully.
I will retreat into my mind palace.
Okay,
Right.
so you're gonna have a day or two to yourselves within the ship, the Sunrise Maiden, before you get there, because you're kind of going slow and quiet. You're not screaming across the highway at high speed. So, what preparations do you want to make here? What do you want to do, knowing what you know now? Magic is going to be a lot more expensive. You don't have near as many spell slots as you did. You're going to a planet with a lot of beasts and not much civilization. And you're looking for a temple. Those are like the 4 really big things you know.
So I
You have a couple of days to prep.
think Reese is gonna read up on some say, get Druid Lord. Wait, no, not Druid Lord. Which is the one that engineering. There we go. Get the engineering lore out, and probably you said beasts and what else?
Beasts. There's a lot of ruins, but it's really it's a very wild planet. Not much
What
civilization
did
at all. So
Jared tell me about there's like things that lurk or whatever?
there's a lot of camouflaged beasts.
I'm gonna
Like, you
do
need to be
some
really
like
careful.
I'm gonna do some beast studies, I guess.
Lore beast. I'm into it.
Yeah.
That's very specific because it's like there's nature in general, but then lore specifically for
Yeah.
beasts. I'm into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like something that needs to be more specified rather than just a nature check.
For sure. I'll
my-
give you that.
My nature check's only a 23 bonus. I'm not.
There you
No.
go. Lore beast is now 31, and lore checks the DCs are always lower than a standard skill.
Okay. And as he's reading and learning more about these things, he tells Zvid specifically because he goes through the shadows.
Yeah, that King Jarek told you to try to stick to the shadows as much as possible.
Yeah.
All right, I will do that. It's easy for me.
Mhm.
I instinctively like to do this anyway. So, I help maneuver this ship into the shadows, wherever they might be. What's casting the shadow? Are we in the diaspora? Is that what's going on?
You're just kind of
Or are
flying through space, but he
Open
was talking
space.
about when you're on on Castrovel to try and not be
Sorry.
too in the open as much as to avoid being in the open when
Oh, yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Very, very, very good. We can do
You know,
that.
just Zvid is very good at avoiding predators. It was what he has always done.
You know what?
Hmm.
Where are we? Where on Castrovel are we trying to get to? Like where the opening to the demiplane is?
You're trying to go to Castrovel to find a temple that essentially has a map of where the demiplane is.
And that temple,
hmm
we know where that temple is.
You know it's on Castrovel and which continents it's on, but you don't know specifically where.
Okay, we gotta narrow that down.
Wait,
You have it down to a continent.
I have something. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Same.
I can do discern location.
That's fair.
Could also do some divination, like
Mhm,
commune or
mhm.
something. Try to get, or augury, I think is a spell. Something where we can try to like suss out which direction, cardinal direction it's in. And then I've got an idea once we have some basic info.
You learned
I'll
the
let you
name
do your.
of
I'll
the-
let you do your thing first, just so we can get, established here.
You learned the name of the target's exact location, including building, community, and country, and plane of existence. You can create a creature. You can target a creature only if you've seen it in person. You have one significant belongings or have a piece of its body.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
help you. I can help you out a little bit. King Jarek did give you an atlas, a map of Castrovel. And above table, you're going to have to ignore a whole lot of this stuff because this is a Starfinder map and a lot of this shit doesn't exist in this game.
That's fair.
So, this is the map given to you by King Jarek. Between Khan doing astral navigation, Zvid's astronomy, not astrology, and Danny's divination spells, all these, you're able to get it down to not only a continent, but you're able to figure out that it's within the Ukulam mountain range, at the very top left of the map, in the continent of Ukulam. I'm sorry, it's called the Singing Range Mountains in the continent of Ukulam. But that's as far as you're able to narrow it down. It's in that band of mountains.
That's all I got.
Okay. That's great. All right. Here's my idea. We touch down at the base. See where I put a little marker there on the.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, that's cool.
Touch-
How'd you do that?
it's supposed to be like one of these type of things. You know,
Oh, cool.
but I just didn't.
Got it.
Yeah, I just did it like that. So we mark here. So we go here. I move us to the shadow plane. The Shadowfell of Castravel. The Shadowvel. But we move a lot faster that way, and while we're moving, we're detecting and trying to find any clues. That's as shadowy as it gets. You can't be more in the shadows than on a completely different plane of existence on another planet. And we'll be moving a lot faster because we move at like 8 times our normal speed, I think, is like space
Something like
warp,
that,
we're moving
yeah.
way quicker. So like, I mean, if we were able to see like a weird earth elemental or like a sandworm in a series, we can do this. I think all of us working together, trying to detect a hint of a scent of magic that is familiar, that would be corresponding to this gateway, would get us there. We could make good time doing this. I think we would move a lot faster than our rivals would, even if they were right here. If they were right on our ass and got here nearly at the same time, I think we'd still get there first, because I don't think they'd think to do this. So it still means we're gonna have to search for it, but we're gonna make the search a lot easier because we know the mountain range and we have a straight shot. It's literally just along the range of mountains. We just move up until we find it. Does that work for peeps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else anyone wants to do on the way before you get there? Con, is there any crafting or any studies you want to do? No, especially with your weird clarity, seeker's clarity.
I think that I don't know. She wants to do anything but like magic and technology right now because that's very funny. So I guess she's just like she's going around and like asking people like, okay, what do we think, the geography's gonna be like? What are the beasts gonna be like? What kind of foes do we think we could meet? And someone asks her to like repair a gun and she's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Which seems strange to all of you. Like, you figured out why, but just her behavior is so out of character.
Yeah, she's just kind of like flitting from subject to subject.
But not in like an ADHD way. In like oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Just a joie de vivre for every subject. Danny, is there anything you're doing on the couple of day trek from Eox to Castravel? Because you've been to Castravel. You went with your grandmother and your brother and Demirius. You took a teleportation portal. Not a spaceship, but you've been there.
What do I remember from my travels? I'm just kind of gonna put things together.
You made friends with a bunch of pets. They were like little colored pigs named Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo. Yeah, you made friends with a lot of animals. You remember that your grandmother was really obsessed with trying to find some book that was in a ruined palace. You didn't see a single elf the entire time you were there, but you saw statues of elves, like crumbled statues, palaces covered in vines that are ruined. But she did find the book. You never asked her/me what the book was, but she did find it.
You know what? I'm going to make a call to my crazy brother and see if his experience was different than mine, and see if there's anything I can take from him to relate back to the group, so that way we have at least ahead of everything else.
So you're able to contact Eredrill telepathically, and he says, "Oh, hey, little sis, what's going on?"
Don't mean to open up like old wounds and shit, but do you remember much of our journey to Castravel with Grandma?
Oh, yeah, of course. I hadn't seen so much of the sun in 100 years. I'm thankful that I have this purple skin, otherwise I would have been burnt to a crisp. But yeah, sorry. Yes, I remember that Grandmother was talking about this book that she wanted, and it was a spell book. I myself never learned to cast from a spell book, but it seemed important to her. I just remember getting chased by a lot of those pigs that you made friends with. They're quite cute. They run around the garden outside the throne room.
Yeah, they were really cute. Did you have any other experiences there? Because we have to go back for saving the world reasons.
I just remember I was a little bit, flakier than normal, if you can even believe such a thing. I had several books in my pack, and I couldn't read more than half a chapter in each before I switched to another.
Does that sound like what Khan is going
Sounds
through?
like what Khan's doing, yeah.
Okay, so it's just the planets. Anything else? Anything that was you stood closer to grandmother that entire time?
Well, I suppose I did hear her mumble in her trance one night. Elves don't sleep, they trance. I just remembered that. In her trance, I heard her mumbling something about severing a bloodline. I don't know. That was all I heard.
Okay.
Elves don't sleep, they trance. Unless you're Giselle, which you are weird.
Oh my
and choose to
God.
sleep.
Our Giselle is a character in our Curse of Strahd game, and she just willingly likes to sleep. She's like,
She's a high elf. She's a full-blooded elf. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I sleep. I'm like, you don't have to, you can trance. We have
That's
another
funny.
elf, a Shadarkai, who's always like, yeah, I just trance. And she's like, yeah, but I want to dream. I'm like, okay.
That's
I
cool.
mean, there's
I
no
like that.
reason you couldn't sleep. Elves just don't choose to do that because it's less efficient. But
That's so
sure, you
funny.
can do it.
I love that.
it's amazing.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. Everything good back home?
Seems to be. I know that Mythanar's won some big trophy taller than he is for his surfing. We're all very proud of him. Grandmother has been keeping in her room with that trinket Zavid gave her. I hear her speaking at night and another voice, but I never see anyone. And it's been ages, so you probably don't remember.
No.
Zavid gave her the Ankh of Amanda, which is the character that you know, who was originally one of your grandmother's adventuring partners. This is her. This is she. So that artifact basically connects to her telepathically, but this is what she looks like now.
Ah, okay.
She's a bad bitch.
She's a super bad bitch.
Love her.
Well, take care. I will
Of course.
touch in back with you guys soon. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, if you need anything else, just let me know.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. And you disconnect telepathically from him.
So, what did I take from that? There's bloodline that needs to be severed. There's tons of these little creatures I've made friends with, so we might be okay.
You have a precedent for having made a lot of friends on Castroville in animals.
There's a book that she took. I'm gonna relay that information back to the group.
Sure.
This is all I got, guys. I'm sorry it wasn't more.
Oh, I just read about those pigs you were telling me. Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo.
Those are my best friends.
I just read up on them. They seem delightful. No wonder they like you.
They're lovely. Grandma didn't let me take one home.
You know what? There might be some complications with that, so I kind of understand why. They start speaking in Pig Latin, and it's really detrimental. So like, I don't think that'd be a smart idea for their environment.
The terrifying clown did perfectly fine here. I'm pretty sure Minnie would have been fine too. Anyway, I digress.
We're still upset about this.
I love it.
Whatever Han is going through. Apparently Mike and Ard did too. Or Adadril.
I was about to say, I don't think that man could get more chill, but yeah, Aerodrome, that makes more sense.
Eritrea. Mike and Art won a giant statue for surfing, by the way.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's been really good at that. He looked hot. Anyway, that's your brother. Let's go.
That's your brother.
Grandma was talking in her sleep, apparently, which is weird because she doesn't sleep. But anyway, something about severing a bloodline.
Severing your bloodline would make sense.
Who knows?
Why did I think immediately that was some sort of double entendre? I'll sever your bloodline.
I'll sever your bloodline, if you know what I
You'll
mean.
murder
'cause I
them? Is that
don't.
what you're saying? Huh?
No.
Something right.
From Reese, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Oh, and Grandma's been talking to that orb you gave her, Savid, like nonstop.
Oh, well, that's nice. Actually, that's actually super sweet. Unless she's like getting really into it, like my orb.
Basically, you gave her a way to chat with her old friend. Like you connected you connected an old lady with an old high school friend on Facebook.
Oh my god, they don't shut up.
Yeah, that's basically what you did.
So,
That
but we
tracks.
made friends with some of the animals, and hopefully we'll be okay, unless there's animals there that I haven't seen.
Do you think we'll get seen guide pigs? With your friends? That'd be great. Because he pulls up a book and it's like this thick ass book. I've been doing some reading and there are some weird creatures in the darkness and the shadows that my grandfather kind of told me about. So,
Wait till you get to page 742. There's a lot of interesting facts on that one too.
he flips open. Oh yeah. The fact about that one monster that just has like all of the fluff surrounding it, like a white puff ball. I didn't think
Describing
that.
the flump.
Yo. Didn't understand.
Ball. That's what I named that one.
Yeah. I didn't know that those were actually like real, but yeah, I love the
Super
fluff.
creepy up close, but it's really like has a really weird tongue when it licks you. It's really fun.
Noted. It's note. It will lick you.
I can't wait for Eli to like make a whole these weird animals.
That's why I just said the most obscure fucking thing. I'm like, Eli has one of those.
I've got stuff. As you're talking, the image of Captain Moriko pops up again and says, Admiral, we are approaching Castrovelli orbit. Shall I place it into a parking orbit?
What is the stealthiest way we can get to the planet? I don't want anyone to know that we're in orbit or that we're here.
I'll try to hide behind the moon's shadow. 'Tis one of the only rocky planets on the entire system that has a moon. And as you look out the front window of the Sunrise Maiden, you see a massive green and blue orb with an orbiting gray rock around it coming closer and closer into view. It's beautiful. Looks like the biggest jewel you've ever seen in your life. You have a few moments before you kind of get close to the moon and hide in its shadow. Is there anything you need to do in this moment?
I'm wondering if we could... I don't know if they're gonna beam us down or like how do we get to the planet and then you hide in the shadow of the moon?
Take the ship down. Like you're approaching, gonna hide in the shadows, find a moment, you take the ship down.
I see.
You don't have like a drop pod or any beamer.
Hide in the shadow. Oh, so is the moon actively eclipsing the planet? We're hiding in the area of totality, or?
You're in the dark side of the moon. You're in its shadow.
I see. So, waiting
Where's
for...
Floyd?
I see,
Yeah.
the new moon side to like
That sort of
be
thing, yes.
facing the moon, the planet. Got it. Okay, all right. Is there anything we want to do? I don't know.
Okay.
It's also new for me. I'm not really sure
It
what
is
to
new.
do.
Yes, this is fun. So, as you're approaching, you follow Reese's advice. He's the stealthy one. He's pointing out all of the craters. There are all of the places where the shadows are, and you hide in the Umbra. And I want everyone to give me perception checks.
eventually. Ah!
Con, that actually checks out. You're thinking about all kinds of stuff, except what's going on in front of you. The mission at hand.
I did my perception at.
Yeah, Con, what are you thinking and doing right now with that natty one?
With that natty one, Con is like making a painting. She has like I don't know, she's found paint pigment and is just like absent-mindedly like absent-mindedly making a painting, not a particularly good one of the planet. It's not even like a realistic style. Like she's trying impressionism.
I love that. That's so great. Everyone else is like strapping in, and you're just there with an easel and a palette. I imagine
Yeah.
you have a beret on.
Oh, 100%. She's like made one out of like out of things just hanging around. Like she's woven wires into a beret.
I need art of this so bad. Artist Con. Oh my goodness. So Reese and that checks out. Reese and Zavid, the two pilots. As you're trying to get a little closer, you're leaving the moon's shadow, and you're coming inside, in between the orbit of the moon and the surface of the planet. And as you're getting closer, in the back of your minds and your ears, you hear Veil's power is not shared. And as that happens,
Yes.
and the voice fades from your ears, the ship begins to rattle. Zavid, you're having a hard time keeping your hand on the wheel as the entire ship rocks back and forth. Con, your painting falls over and you get a big splash across the middle. It actually looks kind of interesting in an impressionist kind of way, so you think you might leave it. You're not really focusing on the fact that the ship is hurtling around. Danny, you get knocked out of your seat, or at least you would have if you hadn't put on your seatbelt because you're safe. But Zavid and Reese, you're seeing that it's getting harder and harder to control. Captain Moriko pops back up and says, there's some kind of field, something getting in the way of our navigation, and the sensors, they're going into overload. And you can see that the dials are starting to spin, things are starting to spark as the ship lists. All of you begin to float and seemingly fall to the surface. And I think this is where we're going to stop for this week.
Sounds great.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us. Not sure if we're playing next week. We'll see. I hope so. Very excited for what's to come. Castroville adventure. But thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye. Everyone.
Bye.